Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Movie Monday. So, I really enjoy buddy cop movies. I mentioned this before in many videos. I love buddy cop movies, and the world needs more of them. And some of the more iconic ones are Rush Hour, Lethal Weapon, and Bad Boys. Three of which I love. I love these franchises, and I love the fact that they all got sequels. And pretty much every movie from each franchise, I really enjoy every single time, even the ones that are not as good. And we watched the Rush Hour movies, rewatched the Rush Hour movies a couple weeks ago, so now it's time for the Bad Boys movies. I really enjoyed these as well, a bit more serious than Rush Hour, a bit more mature as well, but also equally as funny. And Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, they're just a great duo, and I got all three movies in 4K. So yeah, apparently Sony movies are the best movies to get in 4K, it's basically their format apparently. It's best for Dolby Vision, etc. This is what I've heard from other people, so don't take my word for it, but I heard that Sony movies are the best 4K Blu-rays out there. So and I heard also that the Bad Boys movies have some fantastic 4K, all three of them, especially the third one I heard. So I look forward to seeing that 4K, and also just reliving these movies, just enjoying them, because they're fun action comedies that also have some seriousness to them, and I really enjoy them. You know, this is Will Smith for me at his best, and well, he's had many movies at his best, you know, like the first Men in Black, Fresh Prince, Independence Day, but this is also him at his best as well. So yeah, it is exciting. And Martin Lawrence as well, there's him at his best for me too. I love him. So it's a great duo. I love buddy cop style, so this would be a great ride. It's time to start a trilogy, starting of course with this one. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Elite, iconic. Do 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 do. This movie soundtrack is so iconic. Like, I love Rush Hour, but in terms of like the music, it's so good in Bad Boys. It's so good. That scene in the police department where Mike's talking to Marcus's wife, goated moment. From now on, that's how you drive. They really love these circle shots, don't they? This, I don't know what you call it, but the panning shot where it's just the two of them and the camera pans around them. They love doing that shot in all three movies. They just love it. Alright, 2 in 1 night, why not? That scene in the TV store is hilarious when they're talking about Mike shooting him in the arse, and it sounds like something different, and they've accidentally got on every TV in the store and all the customers hear it. What a scene. I love the amount of memes that came from these first two movies. It's elite. The 4K looks good, by the way. It's definitely really good quality. I think the second one has better 4K than the first one. The first one actually has it in full screen. I don't think it was IMAX scenes or anything like that, but must have been just the aspect ratio of it, but it was a full screen movie for the first movie. Second one has the usual black bars of a film, but yeah. I was like, wait, the first one has his full screen. Usually that only happens with his IMAX, but yeah. It looked good, it looked good. But yeah, the second one definitely has better 4K, but they both have good 4K. I love the Reggie scene, man. I've seen the Reggie scene so many times on YouTube. It's such a good moment, one of the best moments, maybe the best moment of the entire trilogy. From now on, that's how you shoot. I really love the action scenes in this, not just the gunfights, but also the chase scenes. They're so good. You know, there was a character in Bad Boys 2 that they were interrogating a couple times because he knew things about, you know, he knew information. Can't remember his name, but I was just like, I remember this guy. He had a big role in another movie or series. I just couldn't quite pinpoint it. I was trying to think of a movie he was in, then I realised, wait a second, that's Christopher from The Sopranos. Christopher Moltisanti. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. It's always great when you see like big actors that you've seen in like something big, like a big movie or a big TV show, then you watch or you rewatch something from the old, from a while ago, then you realise, wait a second, he was in that as well. It's like, I always like seeing that because you see where they came from, you see what they were in before they became so big. I love that sort of thing. I love recognising actors that are big now that were a bit smaller in previous movies. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna watch arguably the best one of the trilogy. For me, it's the best one of the trilogy, Bad Boys for Life. When they announced the sequel, I was excited for it, but I wasn't sure it was gonna be as good as the first two. I wasn't sure they're gonna recapture, also especially about the first two movies, but they did that and they did it better. Like, this is an amazing movie. I think Michael Bay did a good job did a great job with the first two movies. He was actually in a scene in the second one as well, I'm pretty sure. Was it the first one? I remember they're trying to steal his car. But yeah, Michael Bay did a great job with the first two movies. But the directors for this one, they did an amazing job as well. Like, they recaptured what was special about the first two movies, and they improved on it, made it better. It was amazing what they did with this movie. The score's amazing, the story's great, the buddy cop style is all there. I love it. I love this. This is easily the best of the trilogy for me, and I heard they're making more. I cannot wait for that. But I couldn't believe it when this one was far better than the first two, because I loved the first two. I'm just like, there's no way after all these years that they waited to make this. All these years they didn't make this movie. There was no way they're going to recapture the speciality of the first two, but they really did it. They improved on it as well. It was insanely good, and I cannot wait to see this. Let's do this. Let me hit play. By the way, I think the first one was second best. So I would, if I was to rank them, 3, 1, 2. I still enjoyed number 2 as well. I enjoyed all 3 of them, but for me, if I was to rank them like properly, Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2. That would be my order. Oh, this 4K is so good, man. It's so clean. It's so clean and smooth. This is crisp. This is elite. I'm just in the opening scene, but this is great 4K. I absolutely love the fact that they brought Reggie back. You know when the music goes, I'm not making it sound good. The villain theme song, the really slow If you watch the movie, you probably remember. If not, if you ever rewatch it, then you know what I'm talking about. The villain theme song. I'm making it sound energetic, but in the movie it's so dark, and I love it. I love it. Like it's like a perfect theme for a villain, especially a dark villain like this. The previous two movies, their villains, even though they're pretty dark and they're evil, they do serious things, they still have comedic tones to them. This movie's villains, they're just proper serious. Like there's no jokes about them, and they have a personal connection to Mike as well. I love that, and the theme song fits it. The guy who did the music for this movie was Lorne Balfe. I know he's done other good movies as well. Lorne Balfe is a talented music composer because he did great music for this. I remember in the action scenes and the chase scenes, there was a lot of good music for this movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of those scenes, because I feel like, obviously in a lot of movies, great music and great scores, they elevate scenes. Scenes can be amazing, they can be great, but the music also can make it better. Music can make or break a scene, you know. If you do it right and it fits the scene, it can be so amazing, and people can remember scenes partly for the music as well. And in this movie, I felt they did the music really well. Also, the way the villain, obviously there's two villains. There's the guy and there's his mum as well. But the guy, the way he takes all these guys out of it with a knife, brutal, insane, great action. It felt like John Wick, but a villain, obviously. That was unreal. I don't know who particularly, I can't remember his actor's name, but he did a good job in this, and his fight scenes were elite. Michael Bay was in this one as well, I just remembered. Yeah, like I knew that, but I forgot. I'm just like, oh, there's Michael Bay. Not directing, but he's still there. It's great, because he started this franchise, so why not? I also really like this really young, new police unit in this movie. New characters that they added in, and they fit. They fit really well. Vanessa Hudgens' character is cool. The other two are cool as well. I can't remember the actors' names, though. I know the big guy as Bjorn Ironside from Vikings, but I keep forgetting his actual name. But he's awesome. He's very awkward in this movie, but it works. And the Asian guy as well, he's funny too. So like, each character's different, and as a team, it works really well, and they fit the movie well. So I like that addition. You know, what happened to the captain always shocks me in this movie. Like, the crazy thing that happened after the basketball match. You get a light-hearted scene, and it's a nice scene about family and about togetherness. But then suddenly there's a gunshot. I remember being in cinema, I was so shocked by that. Because it was such a brutal scene, because it went from a light-hearted scene to something very brutal. Insane. This movie has a lot more seriousness to it than the first two, which I like as well. And also has the comedy as well, but this one is definitely the most serious out of them. And I really do appreciate the serious scenes as well, because they did it so well in this movie. And that was one of the most shocking moments of this movie for sure. More shocking than Mike getting shot, 100%. That whole chase sequence from the nightclub onwards, through the highway, onto that bridge, onto the helicopter. Incredible chase sequence. I love chase scenes in movies. And this chase scene right here, this is what I want from a chase scene. It's incredible. And the music's great as well. That entire scene on the plane to Mexico. So funny, man. Martin Lawrence is a legend. And we are done. Yeah, the third one is the best for me in terms of movie quality. And also, the 4K is the best as well. The 4K on the third one is awesome. It's awesome. It looks so clean and crisp. I like that. But also I enjoy the movie quite a lot. There's 2 after credit scenes. Well, they start at the start of the credits actually. One sets up the sequel and the other one is more of a comedic scene from the plane. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I do like this franchise and I'm glad they're making another one because I enjoy buddy cop movies and we need more of them. And for this iconic franchise to continue, I'm there for it. Obviously, too many sequels can ruin things, but you know, we'll see how things go, but I've enjoyed the first 3, so I'm definitely looking forward to whenever the 4th one arrives. But yeah, this 3rd one was surprisingly, like, at the time, I was surprised it was so good, and it was so good. So yeah, I love watching this one, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah, that's it. There's another buddy cop franchise I want to watch, Lethal Weapon. There are 4 movies, but they're all 2 hours long. So they're fairly short when you think about it, especially when you consider Bad Boys 2 is 2.5 hours. But I'll be able to watch them soon, I'm sure. Maybe not next week, but soon I'll be making a video about that, because those buddy cop movies, they're also quite iconic, but I also feel they're not as talked about as other ones. So I'm looking forward to rewatching those, because even though it's quite old, it still holds up to this day, and I look forward to watching them on Blu-ray very soon. But yeah, Rush Hour down, Bad Boys down. We'll stick with the buddy cop sort of genre with Lethal Weapon, which will be soon. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.
I should go